So, like my last video was talking about this Evaporust. This stuff's been sitting in here 12, 13 hours. So, the stuff works, man. I'm telling you. This is my Craftsman, like a hand impact tool. And then I threw these in last night. So, and that black will clean off. It's just surfaced. Just on the surface. So, there's that. My Craftsman tire tool, bicycle tire tool. All that cleaned off good. I threw a bunch of other stuff in here after the video, but look, I mean, that's crazy. Like, it's almost so bright that you can't see it because of the light. Clean that stuff right up. Like, right there, you can see kind of like a little bit of the freckling from it. So anyway, all nice and clean. Crazy stuff. Really is crazy stuff. I mean, that's why I'm saying I'm going to buy a 5-gallon container of it. It's like $100, but for bicycle wheels, heck, I mean, if you could make some kind of a container, you could put a whole bike frame in it. I mean, the stuff's amazing. And it's not toxic. I mean, there's other stuff like oxalic acid or something like that they call it. A lot of guys use, and they're wearing like super heavy duty rubber gloves and they're measuring the stuff out. This stuff comes pre-mixed. It's just a chemical in a container, and it's I mean, it works fine. Works great. And it does pretty good. Like for instance, I did this just to see how it would turn out. Like you can kind of see, you can see what's left. Like if it eats through the chrome, there's nothing you can do about that. But it took it completely off. Took all the rust off. So I mean, that's back down to the bare metal, but I mean, if somebody wanted to powder coat that, you could probably sandblast that and powder coat it and you'd never know. Which is a good idea. I might just do that. I might have that powder coated. So, I called the powder coater today about my 1960s Schwinn Racer, and it looks like I'll have it by Friday. That's what he says. So if I have it by Friday, then we'll do a video on what it looks like now, and then I have some other parts to show you guys that I cleaned up. Not with this stuff, but just with 4/0 steel wool and some light oil that came off that old Sears bike that I bought for $25. So I didn't know what some of these were at first. Like there's a punch I cleaned up. So some of these wrenches, like this is an ignition wrench. I finally figured that out. Which will still come in very handy for stuff like little brake parts and stuff on bicycles. Or heck, who knows, I might have another project where that'll work. But this stuff called Evaporust, man, I'm telling you guys, if you've never used it, this stuff is amazing. Vinegar, I know people that do videos on using vinegar. Freaking forget vinegar and buy this stuff. Buy a 5-gallon container and it'll last you a very long time. And you'll be happy you did. I mean, it's expensive. It's $100 for 5 gallons, I think, online. I don't know if that's with shipping or not, but just the fact that it. I mean, there's another one. It took the rust completely off of this thing. That's what's left is what you see is the damage from the rust, but there's no rust left on this. And then, of course, all those right there. I mean, this sat out in my garage. I forgot I even had this thing. And this is a Craftsman tool. I mean, it just sat out there forever. So, I still have some of the bits for this thing that I have to clean. But, it took all the rust off of that. And if you look at my last video, you'll see this thing. Look at that. There's like no rust left on it. So anyway, I'm going to go wash these off and clean them up with a little bit with a brass brush. But there's not much to do to any of this stuff. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's my two-part video because I can't really edit on using Evaporust. Stuff is awesome. Take care.